Her grandchildren from a bad environment, but now her cost of living just got a little bit more challenging, specifically in the child care department. But thanks to nonprofit Family Service stepping in to build a free Head Start in her Southside community, child care is no longer a pain, and her granddaughter's future just got a whole lot brighter.
A is for apple.
Well, we've been spending more than $500 as a month as we go.
That's in childcare alone, a financial challenge 57-year-old Florencia Zapata has had to deal with since taking full custody of her 2-year-old granddaughter.
She was going to be a year old. She was already in foster parents.
It's hard, but it's an abrupt expense Zapata says is worth having to make sure the toddler grows up in a loving home with her 2 older sisters.
The reason why I took over the girls because of CPS. She's always laughing, just a happy child, you know, because in the beginning she wasn't.
Oh, me? Yes, you. Not me. Yes.
We started teaching her how to eat, and she learned how to walk pretty much. And she knows how to say her ABCs and numbers.
A smart little girl getting ready for a new chapter because now the family will soon see some relief thanks to the nonprofit Family Service opening a standalone Head Start at their Presa Community Center location, just minutes away from the family's house. Zapata heard about the free services the school offers, applied, and got the call that her granddaughter will soon be one of the first students attending that location.
Well, for me, it's very exciting because faithfully is gonna be excited, and I'm very excited for her because it looks like I'm going to school, not her.
But she sees this as more than just free services. She sees this as the start of a successful education that she never had.
You see how me and Grandpa doesn't know how to read and write? It's hard for us to do anything because if you don't know how to read and write, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Family Service tells me that as soon as they get their licensing approved, they're hoping to open their doors to the Head Start by next week. And because their Head Start is year-round, if you are in the position of Mrs. Zapata and her family and you need that kind of help, I got that link in this article on our website. Go to KSAT.com, search Family Service Head Start, and you'll be able to find this. And in that article, again, links to all the resources that you need to get connected to that nonprofit.
Very good. Okay. 6:16 right now. We're going to get to the traffic situation outside because we know that Alex Gomez has been monitoring, and RJ, of course, monitoring an 18-wheeler situation. So let's get to RJ, find out if there's an update on that.
All right. Yes, let's go ahead and get you updated here with, first of all, our TransGuide traffic camera right here. A shot of the Tower of the Americas, one of my favorite shots. And on this day, 9/11, of course, we usually have the tower climb at the tower, but this year it's going to be right here behind me at the Alamo Dome. So Patty Santos there for us this morning. She'll have more information as we make our way through today as we mark 9/11. Let's give you an update here on that traffic situation. 151, as we're starting to see a pretty significant backup right now. Alex reported earlier this was at 151, our eastbound lanes at Callahan Road, and you're seeing the backup now stretch all the way through parts of Military Drive. So past Penn to Military Drive. We're going to check in with Alex in just a little bit and give you an update on the ground. There are no cameras in that one part of 151, but thankfully we have the great Alex Gomez with us on the scene. But do want to update our folks downtown. Big shift here in some construction activity, and this is some good news for a change here. Basically, they have opened or reopened all the main all the main lanes here of 35 going towards I-10 and 35 over here north of downtown. So basically, Cesar Chavez north headed towards downtown at the Y has reopened. You're still going to see some closures basically at South Laredo Street and South Alamo Street for all of my folks out in Southtown and the King William area. But that is some good news for people that make their way through downtown. Let's check in with Alex right now for a look at this incident there on the road on the west side of town. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yeah, and more good news, RJ. Thankfully, SAPD tells me that nobody was seriously injured in this incident right here. So everyone's going to be able to walk away okay, but just know that it's going to cause a lot of slowing. 151 eastbound has the right lane blocked on the main lanes, and the entrance ramp to get on the highway from Callahan is also going to be closed this morning. So SAPD also tells me that they call out one of those bigger tow trucks, those King Kong tow trucks, to get this 18-wheeler out of here, but that hasn't even arrived yet. So this is going to be here for throughout this hour, even until the 7 o'clock hour, until they remove this 18-wheeler, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. And a reminder just to give those folks the space there to clear out some of these major wrecks. Justin, how are we looking outside on this Thursday?
Still really nice. Oh, we've got about an hour or so until we see that sun come up. So temperatures still have a few more hours to drop a little bit. 68 is where we stand right now. 67 in New Braunfels, 68 in Converse. We're back into the 50s in Bernie. So, yeah, it feels good for the moment. Of course, it is going to heat up just like the last couple of days. 85 noon time. We're up to 94 for a high later today. Mostly sunny skies is what you can expect all day long. What about any rain? Well, we don't really have a rain chance here in San Antonio. I should point out that some of the models do want to develop a shower or two, mainly south and east of San Antonio. Could it happen? Sure. But if it does, the shower would be short-lived and rather insignificant. But I do need to mention it. There's about a 10% chance of something quickly flaring up down there to the south and east. Rainfall this year, 25.08 to the average is 22. So we are 3 inches above average. I'm doing okay, but you know, it's all about where the reporting spot is. And if you're looking at this in a general sense, this is the percent of normal rainfall over the last 30 days. So the way to kind of read this, where you see the green and blues, that's where we've had above average rainfall. Where we have the reds and yellows and oranges, that's where we had below average rainfall. In San Antonio, where you see the percentage higher than 100, that means we are over average, and much of the hill country has been that way. Conversely, those to the south and east of town haven't done as well, but those are also areas that haven't really been in drought. So it kind of works out, I suppose. Canyon Lake's at 68% full, by the way. The drought monitor, which comes in later today, takes all of this into account, and I suspect that we'll see that the drought situation has gotten better here in San Antonio. But as soon as that comes out, it'll be about 2 hours from now when they post that. We'll bring it to you. But Canyon, Medina, Travis, Amistad, all up over the last 3 months, but still have a ways to go. All right, extended forecast here, 95 Friday, 95 Saturday, 94 Sunday. Very, very steady weather here, which is kind of rare this time of year. We'd expect some fronts or some activity, but we're just not getting it. So expect quiet conditions through the middle part of next week. All right, population-wise. What's the largest metropolitan area in the world? Is it New Delhi, New York City, Shanghai, or Tokyo? So we're talking about metropolitan areas, not necessarily city proper, okay?
Yeah.
But those are some big cities there. So vote, go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code. We'll get you that answer in about half an hour.
Thank you, Justin.
All right, 622, 68 degrees outside.
If you're worried about those holiday prices, shoppers starting early, but we're going to show you how to stay on budget this season.
In this morning's GMA First Look, why some consumers are worried about possible holiday-flation.
Are you completely canceling the holidays, or are you buying your stuff now?
What it's not too early for is starting to build your Christmas gift shopping fund right now.
Consumers shopping earlier and earlier, fearing price increases across major categories this upcoming holiday season.
We saw a lot of the companies bringing in inventory early this year. They tried to get in front of the tariffs. The tariff inventory really starts to cycle in as you get into that November, December time period. It'll be interesting to see how the retailers play it. We're hearing that prices are going to go up across the board on many items.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the expert advice you need to make it from Halloween to New Year's without breaking your budget. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
626 right now, 68 degrees outside.
And a road that turns into a river. That's what some San Antonio neighbors say happens every single time it rains. We're going to show you why city fixes have not worked and what the mayor plans to do about it next.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Thank you so much for waking up with us at 6:30 on your Thursday morning, a morning that will be filled with so many different memorials.
Yes.
Prayer requests. Got Patty out and about live at the ceremony.
Speaking of that, we were crunching some of the numbers here just to put in perspective because the 9/11 memorial climb is going to happen. We mentioned it's typically at the Tower of the Americas. Sorry, this year it's at the Alamo Dome. So the Tower of the Americas has 952 steps.
Yeah.
We're looking at the World Trade Centers that when they stood in New York City, there was 2,071 steps. So just to give you an idea, and the firefighters are wearing full gear, which weighs dozens of pounds. You would have to go up and down the Tower of the Americas more than twice.
Right.
In order to achieve what they're going to do today.
So even though they're going to be in the dome, I'm pretty sure they're still going to be breaking a sweat. And of course, we're going to get to weather pretty soon, but we got to get to RJ real quick. You guys have been busy this morning.
Yeah, guys, so a lot of activity on the west side of town and downtown too. So let's go ahead and start with some of our TransGuide traffic cameras. Take a look here at some of our cameras on the far north side of town. Good morning to all of our folks here. Stone Oak, that one stretch there, 281 Summit Church. We appreciate you guys being with us on this Thursday morning. Actually, there is Stone Oak Parkway. All right, real quick though, downtown, before we get to that accident west side, they have reopened all the lanes basically from Cesar Chavez to the downtown at the Y. So this is good, pretty big news for all of our commuters that use downtown, our drivers that make their way from basically the south side of town, King William, Southtown, all the way up to the northern part of downtown. So that is some good news. Not great news right here because we still have that crash that is impacting traffic here on the west side of town. Now this entire stretch from basically Callahan Road, the old historic Highway 90, and Enrique Barrera Highway, if you want to call it that as well, all the way to Penn Road, West Military Drive, seeing some major delays there due to a jackknife 18-wheeler. So let's go to Alex and see what is the very latest on the ground. A lot of activity there, Alex. What can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, RJ, and check it out. Check who arrived. We've got King Kong tow trucks now on scene. They've arrived so crews can now get to work. But in the meantime, 151 eastbound only has one lane open. That right lane is closed right here. Even the entrance ramp to get on the highway from Callahan also closed. So just know that it took me about 15 minutes to reach the scene on the main lanes. That was a while ago though. So just know that the backup keeps growing. It's back to about Military Drive. So I would add about 20-25 minutes to your commute this morning, RJ.
Yeah, Alex, so Military Drive, 151, 410 for all of our folks that use many of those highways. A lot of delays out there on the west side this morning. Thank you, Alex. We'll check back in with him in just a bit. Justin, how are we looking this morning?
Oh, we're down in the upper 60s, RJ showed. It's another great morning to be outside. Sunrise will be at 7:17 this morning, sunset at 7:43. So hours of daylight is about 12 hours, 26 minutes. Keeping tabs at home. Our forecast will take us up to about 70 at 7 a.m., 73, 8 a.m., 82, 11 o'clock, 85 right around lunchtime. Humidity levels are doable, so it's not, not too bad, but the afternoon will be hot as it has been. 94 is the forecast high, mostly clear later this afternoon. And as we've been saying, there is a small chance, and I do mean small, of seeing a shower south and east of town. Rather insignificant, and I don't have rain chances for San Antonio, but I do need to point that out. That possibility is there, guys.
All right, 6:33 right now. This morning, Governor Abbott says that all government buildings around the state will lower the Texas and U.S. flags to half-staff in honor of Charlie Kirk. He was shot and killed yesterday at an event at Utah Valley University. So right now, no one is in custody. However, authorities in Utah are searching for a new person of interest. Utah authorities said the shooter wore dark clothing and fired from a roof on the Utah Valley University campus some distance away. As authorities look for the person who killed him, local and state leaders are reacting to his death. Other lawmakers across Texas had this to say. Representative Lloyd Doggett posted on X saying, quote, "Violence is never the answer. We must settle our differences with ballots and not bullets," end quote. U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro of San Antonio said, quote, "Political violence has no place in our society. My prayers are with Charlie Kirk and his family," end quote. We have more reaction from other lawmakers right now on KSAT.com. And we want to take another live look at New York City this morning. Of course, today marks 24 years since the terrorist attacks of 9/11. And an event here in San Antonio to honor first responders is about to take place in a new location. More than 500 first responders are up early and getting ready to climb the stairs inside the Alamo Dome.
Our very own Patty Santos live right now at the Alamo Dome. We got a new venue for the climb that's usually held at the Towers of Americas. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning. So this has been going on for about 13 years here in the San Antonio community. We have first responders, firefighters from all around the area that come into the city to do this climb. I want to show you the Alamo Dome here in a little bit. In about an hour and a half or so, we're going to see the firefighters going up and down these stairs. They've already calculated it. So I heard you talking about how many times it took to climb the tower. They had to climb the tower twice. That represented about 110, 120 stories that represent the Twin Towers. Here, I don't know how many times they have to go up and down to meet that criteria, but we're going to find out for you later this morning about it. I want to show you video of the tower climb last year. I can tell you that this is such an emotional event because there are so many symbolisms that take part from this ceremony. There's items, there's a lot of flags, the names of those that were killed in the attacks. They are all honored, and each firefighter carries a tag that represents the 343 firefighters that were killed while trying to rescue people from there. We got a chance to talk to Liana Trejo with the Bexar County ESD 11. This means a lot to her, and she's been training very hard for this. This is going to be her first time. Take a listen.
I grew up in a military family, so my dad did join following the events of 9/11. So we did kind of grow up with that patriotism and paying that respects to our service members, our first responders. I'm very excited. It is very bittersweet, but I am excited to be a part of such something that does mean so much to the fire service.
So this event is put on by San Antonio 110, and they are very clear to tell us this is not a sporting event. This is a memorial. You're not going to see the firefighters running up and down. This is very heavy on their heart because they are representing their brothers, the first responders that were killed in the tower. We're going to continue to stay here on the scene this morning and bring you the scenes that will take place here in just a few hours. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Patty, thanks so much for that. It's a road that turns into a river. That is what one Southeast Side neighborhood says happens anytime it rains. So we're talking about Channing Avenue near the McCreela Shopping Center. Years ago, the city added this drain you're about to see here to the end of their block. But after that didn't stop the water from rushing down their street. Another neighbor said that the city dug a big hole across her front lawn to help with the drainage. This is where it's all unfolding right here. And now these neighbors are looking for another solution.
And it's scary because here we go. It's going to be another, how long, 27 years before I can get this figured out? That's not fair. It's not fair to us.
Now, the mayor's team surveyed Channing Avenue earlier this week. The mayor is also planning to visit 14 state-identified locations in San Antonio that need flood mitigation projects. And that whole list is at KSAT.com.
All right, let's get right to it. $10,000 a month for a media consultant. That's the latest in a staffing shakeup by Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones. KSAT Investigates obtained reports that show that the city and Frontwood Strategies, which is a Washington, D.C. communications firm, signed a contract late last month to provide Mayor Jones outside media help through the end of October for up to $30,000. An Austin-based specialist from San Antonio is now working in the mayor's office. Mayor Jones said that the support will bridge the gap until she finds a permanent communications team. Meanwhile, that contract came up while council members met to discuss the city's budget yesterday, and Councilman Mark White brought it up. That's when things got a little intense between he and the mayor.
You asked me, I answered your question. If you'd like historical information about what others have been paid, you can be provided that.
Yeah, the mayor said that the pay matches what previous mayors have spent on communications staff. According to records, the contract between the city and the media consultant ends in November.
Well, today another San Antonio city leader will be in the hot seat. District 8 Councilwoman Ivelisse Mesa Gonzalez is facing a censure vote after her DWI arrest in July. We know that the district attorney's office has refiled the case as a DWI offense with a blood alcohol content level of more than at least 0.15. So for context, the legal limit is 0.08. Mayor Jones called for the meeting citing new information, but we don't know whether that new information is about Mesa Gonzalez's blood alcohol level. The censure vote is supposed to happen later this afternoon.
Before that, city leaders are scheduled to vote on fines for abandoning animals in San Antonio. The city council was originally supposed to vote last Thursday on whether to fine people between $500 and $2,000 for abandoning any animal within the city. The Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones withdrew that proposal, saying that the idea was part of a proposal that was submitted before she and the new council members took office. However, the councilwoman who wrote the original proposal and 2 other council members filed a 3-signature memo to force a vote on today's agenda.
Right outside with high cam at 640, 68 degrees. We still have clear skies and a beautiful sunrise about to take place here in San Antonio. We're also noticing the traffics are becoming more active. What do we got out there? We'll take a look coming up.
6:40 right now. Time to put a smile on your face today. You can see the reaction of students in the Hill Country with the San Antonio Spurs players, including Victor Wembanyama, show up for practice.
6:44 right now on your Thursday morning, and what a moment here and reaction for students in the Hill Country as you see them right there behind me. We got some Spurs players, including the one and only Victor Wembanyama, surprising dozens of kids at Ingram Moore High School. This happened yesterday, so check this out. Spurs players visited to spread a little bit of love and joy to the area after the floods on July 4th. Now we're told that the kiddos had no idea the Spurs were actually going to show up, and the team actually held practice in front of the kids from Hunt Middle School and Ingram Moore High School before meeting and talking with them.
I know for me, for my teammates, we want to just give them something to smile about. You know, whatever they take from this, you know, it means a lot to us. We just want them to take something. Whether it's we got to meet somebody to play for the Spurs, we got to smile, we got to play basketball, we got to play knockout, we got to watch them dunk. You know, all these different things we got to go play with, shake Vic's hand, whatever it may be. That's what we want them to take from it. It's no certain message, except that we're family and we're all in this together.
We've shown up prior to this as an organization, but we wanted to make sure that the players got here because we knew the kids would be pretty fired up to see them interact with them, as you can hear in there. And so that was the motivation for today, I think, was to allow our players to see, you know, some of the things that happen to this community and to our neighbors, then also to come here and try to put a smile on some of these kids and people's faces.
All right, cool scene there. It was the first time that the Spurs players had actually been to the Hill Country. Now the team has been there doing a lot of different things, but first time since '97 when Tim Duncan was a rookie for training camp in Kerrville.
Really?
Now that's a blast.
Imagine what they
But those kids had a great time.
I'm just going to say, can you imagine what the kids were thinking when he walked in?
Yeah,
like, are we
especially
serious?
seeing Wemby, 7'4", 5",
Throwing T-shirts into the
Memories for a lifetime. The fact that the NBA players still can play knockout, I love that.
There you go.
That's amazing. All right, let's get to the roadways, RJ.
All right, yes, let's transition to traffic because we not only have that major crash on the west side of town, but now another one on the west to northwest sides, on the far northwest side right now. So let's go ahead and go from our TransGuide traffic cameras. Just taking a look at the west side there. Good morning to all of our folks along 90 at Nogalitos. But this is a crash that popped up on TxDOT's website a little while or so ago. So this is going to be 1604, our eastbound traffic, but basically that one stretch where 1604 goes north over to Braun. This is going to be right before you get to Bandera Road. So for all of our folks on the far west side, going to the far northwest side of town, Shanefield, Braun, this entire stretch right here, even going down to Culebra Roads, we're going to see some pretty good backups for all of our folks making their way through this one particular stretch. You see that we have one main lane making its way through there. Now further in right here, we still have this accident causing major delays. 151 eastbound traffic. Traffic is backed up past Penn Roads all the way to Military Drive. So again, this crash being reported on South Callahan over by Old Historic Highway 90 right before you get to 90. Let's check in with Alex Gomez right now and see how things are looking on the ground. Alex, what is the very latest? I know you said that they had one of the wreckers out there, but can you please give us an update, sir?
Yeah, well, check this out. They already started their work right here, and I also saw that fuel has been spilled from that truck, so they're going to have to clean that up as well. So just know that in the meantime, 151 eastbound over here by Old Historic Highway 90, we only have one lane open. That right lane is closed, and the entrance ramp to get on the highway from Callahan Road, that's going to be closed as well. So your best alternate route right now is use that access road right here to your right. The access road remains open, and you can make your way through to re-enter the highway using the access road, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update, Alex. And of course, a fuel spill that indicates that that'll be there for a little while longer. Let's go to Justin right now. Checking on the forecast, my man, Jay Horn.
Real quick, before we get into the forecast, got a picture to show you. Skywatcher Oscar, who is he takes great shots of the weather. I think this was at North Star Mall, correct? Construction. Devin covered this a couple days ago, but that is made of cans, my friends, and that is well done. And of course, benefited the food bank, and I don't know how they do it. I really don't. I just was imagining people like stacking cans, right? Well, this is like full-on art, and that is super cool. That, of course, is Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. But Oscar took a couple more photos of some of the art, the construction out there. If you want to go take a look on KSAT.com. Thank you very much, sir. 68 degrees at the airport right now. Feels great. 59 in Kerrville, 59 in Fredericksburg. So we continue to have these cool mornings. Part of that's due to the fact that we have some lower dew points. Dew points in the low 60s. It's not quite pleasant. I mean, you can still feel the humidity a little bit, but it's just not bad. And it won't be for the foreseeable future. We stay right there in the pleasant category all the way into next week. I mean, that is a steady line, and it just goes to show you we have a very steady forecast going forward. High temperatures today, 94 in San Antonio, up in Kerrville will be 91, 96 in Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, our normal hotspot, will be that today, 97, but no triple digits on the map, thankfully. Futurecast does show a couple of blips on the radar, potentially late this afternoon, south and east of town. If you see a shower in Pleasanton, Floresville, Cuero areas that could see one, just know it will be very brief and rather insignificant, and it certainly won't affect our football games tonight. Marshall versus Taft. That kickoff, that game will be at 91, but by halftime, sun goes down, it'll feel okay. 85-80 for the drive home. That, of course, over at Ferris Stadium. Again, just a very consistent, rather unremarkable forecast. Cool mornings, nice evenings, but warm afternoons. That will be the theme going forward. All right, it's time for our Just Ask Justin question answer this morning. I wanted to know, population-wise, what is the largest metropolitan area in the world? Your choices were New Delhi, New York City, Shanghai, China, Tokyo, Japan, and Tokyo is winning in a big way. You guys want to weigh in?
I'm all about the Tokyo.
And I'm all about agreeing with the people as well.
That's always a good policy because these viewers are very, very smart.
Yes.
It is indeed Tokyo. If you were curious what the top 5 are, Tokyo has 37 million people in its metro.
Wow.
Delhi or New Delhi, 28 million. Shanghai, 25 million. Sao Paulo, Brazil is at 22 million. It comes in at 4. Mexico City, number 5, with 22 million. San Antonio does not rank in the top 100 if you're curious. We're talking about metro areas. So there are some big, big population centers in the world. We're just not quite in the top 100 here.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
All right, Justin, 6:51 right now. We got 68 degrees outside.
All right, next hour on GMSA Plus, a readathon with the littlest San Antonio residents, literally. How long this has been going on and what it aims to bring awareness to. Coming up.
Welcome back. A couple of quick crashes we need to let you know about this morning. First of all, the far northwest, basically far west to northwest side of town, 1604 northbound, right there at Braun Road. We have a crash that has slowed down traffic significantly, backing things up all the way to Culebra Road. So this is going to affect all of our drivers over by Shanefield as well, headed up towards Braun and Bandera. And one more update here, 151 eastbound traffic delayed due to a jackknife 18-wheeler at South Callahan. Let's check in with Alex Gomez right now on the ground, see how things are looking there.
Good morning, RJ. And this scene just barely started the cleanup process. So 151 eastbound only has one lane open at Old Highway 90, and the entrance ramp is closed from Callahan Road. So just know that this has been here for over an hour, and backup is holding steady back to Military Drive. And again, beginning process of cleanup. This is going to be here well throughout the 7 o'clock hour, RJ.
Okay, we will check back in with Alex during GMSA Plus coming up in just a little bit. Justin.
Thanks, sir. And you can see there with that TransGuide shot, a little bit of a light on the horizon. So the sun will be up here in about 20 minutes or so, and it feels great out there. Temperatures are in the upper 60s. We'll be close to 80 by 10 a.m., 85 noontime, and then eventually close to 94 for high today. Mostly sunny. So, yes, hot in the afternoon, but again, the morning feels good. The evenings will feel all right. And the forecast just does not change much. We are stuck for now all the way through the middle part of next week with those temperatures being rather hot late in the afternoon with highs in the mid-90s, guys.
Okay, next hour we're going to go live to the Alamo Dome. The 9/11 Memorial Stair climb is set to begin there in just a little bit.
All right, guys, stick around because we got GMSA Plus coming your way online. KSAT.com, KSAT Plus. Bring your headlines, your weather, and your traffic. Stay with us.